Tonight, this week's #1, Mel B. 80s Wild Boy, Simon Le Bon. And the Celestial, SHAZNAY Lewis. Also playing live, 20th Century Boys, Placebo. Hi, I'm Jo Whiley, here with another instalment of the show that asks more questions than Kenneth Starr. Here are my 3 interrogees. Mel, hi.
Hello.
Simon.
Hello.
And SHAZNAY. So, is Billy the future of post-pubescent pop, our Arab strap indie rock's answer to Irvine Welsh, and who are the prime players at this year's Mobo Awards? First of all, they will take an adrenaline rush ride with showbiz's hardcore hedonists. This is the news. Joan Jett certainly loves her song a lot more now. This week, Wall Street experts named it one of the tunes that could fetch up to $100 million on the stock exchange. Figures for Joan's follow-up flops were unavailable. And the Jett coffers will swell some more thanks to boy band 5 and their global smash, Everybody Get Up. It pinches Joan's hookline riff. But one man who cannot tolerate this is the Manic's Nicky Wire. He caned boy bands this week for destroying kiddies' minds. He says 5 are useless heroes. But boy, look at them dance. Wipe your bum on a marijuana leaf. It's better than toilet paper, say acerbic crappers Cypress Hill. Main man Be Real insists anti-drug laws are anal and urges use a leaf instead, it's natural. Giving a twist to the phrase, this is good shit. Revealed, the £5 vid for Fatboy Slim's Rockefeller Skank, Norman Cook wants you to see. Forget the £130,000 epic. Here is Spike Jonze, creative genius behind videos by Sonic Youth, the Beastie Boys and Daft Punk, wigging out to Cookie's summer anthem. Viagra's a wonderful thing. Sarah McLachlan's Girls Only Lilith Fair tour gives London a caring, sharing hug tonight. Sinead O'Connor, Alison Moyet and Lisa Loeb replace the heavyweight US lineup of Missy Elliott, Sheryl Crow and Alanis. The question remains, new age cobblers to the strum of acoustic guitars or earnest attempt to celebrate women in music? Probably both. The final take thatter to go solo, and they've saved the best till last. Multi-talented Howard Donald hijacked a new band showcase last week to launch his solo career into the stratosphere.
And we hope for more, but remember this, we're not invincible, we're not invincible, no. Touch my body and my soul.
The crowd went berserk.
Not paying attention.
Okay, SHAZNAY, we saw Howard Donald from Take That going solo. Would you have solo ambitions? I mean, Melanie's #1 this week with her own single. Would you fancy doing that at some stage in the future?
I'm sure everybody would. You know, it's not an issue. It's you know, we're not all joined at the hip.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, if you work and you decide to leave, it's like nobody ever questions, oh, why are you going to leave? You know, aren't you going to stay? Whatever.
Well, you do most of the writing, don't you?
Yeah, and you said that we didn't.
No.
you did, so I'm glad you said that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Does it annoy you then that people don't realise that you do a lot of stuff?
Not at all. Because we don't write our own stuff to say, oh, we want to be known to write our own stuff. It's just something that we've always done. And
Simon, you went off and did Arcadia after Duran Duran split up and stuff. Did you never want to go solo?
Sometimes I want to go solo and sometimes I want to stay with the band. You know, some days I have an argument with Nick and I think, you guys...
How long's it been, you and Nick, like this?
Me and Nick, we're like that, and we're like that, and we're like that, and we're like that. You know, it's always
How
like
many
that.
years, though?
You know, we throw pork pies at each other. And how many years have we been together? Writing and working together, 17 years. 17 years.
That's a long time.
It is. It's a hell of a long time.
Like a marriage.
It's beyond marriage.
Well, you recently sold your wedding photos. You did the deal with OK, which denying right up until the very last moment. But you have to do these kind of things, I understand.
At the end of the day, I think the paparazzi would have got pictures anywhere. So I thought, well, I just might as well do it. And plus, I want to set up my own thing back home. Like, I want to set up my own music college for a lot of young talent in Leeds. And that kind of would help to kick-start it.
Yeah. Simon, there have been pictures in the tabloids over the past couple of days of Bono and Mick Hucknall just being caught out, basically, and being exposed over the last week or so. Do you ever worry, A, that you'll be caught by one of those long lenses doing something embarrassing?
Well, they do. I mean, yeah, and I do worry. And it's terrible because you go on holiday and you're lying out there having a great time and then suddenly you think, that bushes, those bushes, they glinted at me. And you're thinking, there's a lens in those bushes.
But were you then living in fear for like a couple of weeks thinking, God, they're going to go out and papers?
Yeah, really, yeah.
Did you, with the whole pregnancy thing, that was kind of, was that leaked by the press?
Yeah, because me and Victoria didn't want anyone to know till we were past like 3 months, until we'd gone home, been checked and da-da-da. But somebody leaked it out. But you always find... Did you find out who it was? No, they've been doing it for about a year, so whoever you are...
Well, it's a spy, it's a spy within the Spice Girls.
Yeah, it's horrible, really, because like, every move gets watched.
Well, you see, it must be worse now because we have the OKs, we have the hellos.
It is different from the tabloid thing because they pay you money. I mean, actually, that's quite cool.
Say, you can do your thing in Leeds with it.
I might go and buy a Ferrari next time I do Hello Magazine or whatever. On the other hand, I think it does really affect your credibility. It's like a drug.
You've done stuff with your children as well.
Yeah.
Did you suddenly think, hang on, I should stop doing that?
I really regret doing that.
Because?
I don't think it's right to expose them to recognition. We choose to do it. They don't have a choice.
We're going to move on at this point and talk more in just a second. We're going to hang out now with the Bratpop massive straight out of Swindon. 16-year-old model Billie Piper was snapped up by Virgin for a 7-figure sum earlier on this year. Her hyperbolic debut single, yes, really, Because We Want To, entered into the charts at #1. But can Girlfriend earn her respect beyond the school playgrounds?
I saw you jump up, you and your friends, baby. Then I heard you say they're playing your jam. There's a jam right here. So waving your hand from side to side, sugar. Here you're claiming you're a certified man. I know it must sound strange, but I pictured us alone. And you're kissing me in ways I can tell. If my thoughts of you are true, then I wanna get with you. So I'll step in while I'm given the chance. Do you have a girlfriend? You're looking real cool. Can I have your number? You don't have a thing to lose. Do you have a minute? What is on your mind? I was just thinking, spend some time.
Not a lot like my own childhood, I have to say. Simon, what about your girls? Are they into Billie?
I think they quite like because we want to. I mean, they're not into her as a
phenomenon.
as a phenomenon, or as an artist who they're interested in. It takes quite a lot actually for them to get into that. I mean, they're very, they are consumers of radio music, and they're quite happy to hear a song, like a song, and not know anything about the artist. It's when guys like you come along. And actually have follow-ups, and then they start to get interested in the personalities who make that stuff, you know. And it's that sort of being around, that consistency that builds that.
I mean, she's a lot sexier in this video than she was with the first single.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like she's being upgraded and, you know, made a bit more
But I think
mature.
kids in general, you find 13-year-olds wearing the crop tops and the little skirts. She doesn't look 15 though. I think
16,
she looks about 19.
Now,
I don't think she looks that
But that
young.
is normal for 15-year-olds now.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I just think it's all that age is like a bit young to come into the business. I think because you will know, and you will know that it's so much that goes on, and I think it's a hell of a lot for 15-year-olds to take on.
Yeah, what are the dangers then? What is it that worries you? What are they going to come into contact with?
It's just manipulation, you know. It's just like, you know, look at people like Michael Jackson. I totally understand why he's like the way he is. He's been doing it for how long, and has seen everything. And I would have thought now in the 90s that it wouldn't have happened, because everybody kind of knows what goes on, and that age group they wouldn't start at.
But I think it makes you learn a lot. getting into this business at a young age, it does open your eyes up to life and people and countries, and it does really make your learning process kind of speed up.
As long as she doesn't, yeah, but as long as she doesn't, like, you know, lose her youth.
That's right. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's missing out on your childhood.
Yeah. She's probably having a right wild time.
Yeah, she is. She is.
I'd be very happy.
Yeah, just suddenly one day she'll meet up with a friend, you know, from school or whatever, and it'll click, and she'll realise that she's lost a hell of a lot.
Yeah, I missed out on so much. You know, I missed out on so much.
But it depends how ambitious you are from being younger as well, because, you know, it depends, because some kids, they go to stage school and it works out fine for them from the age of 8 or whenever, you know, they kind of decide what they want to do. Some kids it works, some kids it doesn't. It depends how pushy your mothers are, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've kind of almost got experience, because the other members of your band went to stage school. They did Sylvia Young. Now, do you think they're better prepared for the fame thing than you were?
No, not really. I think they weren't even, you know, because they didn't like stage school. It wasn't good for them in stage school. They were like the nerds, you know. They weren't the popular ones that got into every show and stuff like that. And, you know, they weren't the headmistress's favourites. And look how it turned out for them. They turned out pretty well.
Yeah. It must be quite addictive in a way, almost like a drug. I mean, you went through it in the 80s when you were just incredibly famous. You were playing these gigs everywhere. What's it like when that fades away and the glory days are kind of over and you've got to work a lot harder?
It's hard work. And you have to really scrutinise yourself.
And keep
and
normal, I think.
Yeah.
Your friends and stuff.
Yeah, you have to figure out, you know, what you want to do with your life. For us, we got to a point where we just thought we just want to be part of the wallpaper of people's lives. You know, just to have a voice that is heard sometimes.
Did you ever have, like, withdrawal symptoms of the crazy days?
Yeah, I think, and it manifested itself in me going out and getting crazy myself.
How mad did you go?
Oh, it's just...
Yeah, come on. I've experienced a little bit.
You've experienced a bit of Simon's madness?
Pretty bad, actually.
What was this? What was this?
Oh, it's just an evening. And
I said the last time I saw I saw you was...
It was the night that you won the Brits. It was the night that you won the Brits.
Not going to embarrass you.
Oh, so I've gone through all the embarrassment I'll ever go through.
It was that bad.
It was that bad.
It was that bad. He has written a
awful.
letter of apology to Victoria.
Oh no, that was for another time.
Oh, that. How many times early?
So, regrets, Simon? Regrets, quite a few. A fair few, OK.
You know what? Never say would have, should have or could have. Never complain, never explain. Always judge a book by its cover and always mix your drinks.
Fine, on that advice, we'll move on to Lauryn Hill. We cajoled her onto the psychiatrist's couch and lent a listening ear to one of her most melancholy moments. What record gets you through the hard times? This is her Sonic Security Blanket.
The song for me that gets me through the hard times is the song Sam Cooke performed called The Change Is Gonna Come. The first time I heard it, I was really, really young, maybe like 10 or 11 years old. As soon as I heard it, it made me cry. I was born by the river. And I was 10 years old, so I probably had too many problems. Maybe like one of my friends couldn't come out and play or something. But I remember, you know, being moved to tears, but feeling like everything was gonna be all right. But I know change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. I think some of the hard times for me have just been some disappointments with the way, you know, maybe some of my relationships have panned out. Also, I think the loss of my grandmother recently was a hard time. But losing her was similar to the way that song made me feel, because even though it was a sad feeling, I felt joy because I knew that she was in a better place. I knew that she was much stronger, you know, and much more at peace where she is. So, you know, when you think about going through a difficult period, as long as you constantly keep your mind and your spirit focused on the fact that it's temporary, you know what I mean, and that change is going to happen, you know, you'll be all right.
She's so beautiful, so beautiful. SHAZNAY, you've never ever felt so low. There is a black hole, you've got to get through it. What record really does it for you?
I can't really say, like, when I felt low, because usually if I'm in a bad mood or I'm feeling really down, I don't listen to music at all.
Don't you?
But there is, like, it's a particular song that kind of lifts my spirits, like anytime. It's Cruising by D'Angelo.
Morning sickness is just really, really doing your head in. What is the song that just gets you out of it? What's the tonic?
Well, I do, and I have always listened to Tracy Chapman with her first CD that she brought out, which I think's brilliant.
Yeah.
But for getting myself kind of happy and giggling, I listen to Beanie Man, Zim Zimmer. I think it's brilliant. Gets me giggling.
OK.
I love it.
And Simon, what's your
It's
life boy?
Wannabe, isn't it? It's Wannabe by Spice Girls, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's why I managed to narrow it down to 4.
All right, OK.
OK, one of them being Spice Girls.
OK, good.
Oh, it's going to get nasty now.
No, not at all. Actually, I do quite like Wannabe. Yeah. That makes me laugh. There's a song by Joni Mitchell called California. There's one by U2. And there's Redemption Song, Bob Marley.
Ah, wicked, I love
So
that
basically,
one.
you do a tape and you'd listen to all of those?
No, I'm just trying to
Simon's
think of
melancholic
songs which really lift my spirit. You know,
that's
which really
Bob
make me
Marley's
feel-
great. That reminds me
Yeah.
of my youth.
Yeah.
OK. All right, in part 2, we're going to be bogling to the Ragga R&B Rap Mobo nominees, getting hitched to the sublime sadness of Arab Strap and going glam with Placebo. Stay tuned. Hi, welcome back to the show with me, Jo Whiley, and my guests, Mel, Simon and SHAZNAY. The upcoming Mobo Awards aim to celebrate the best contemporary music of black origin. Puff Daddy, Faith Evans and Shaka Khan are a few of the celebs jetting in a couple of weeks. Here, though, are a few of the nominees.
Sim Simma, who got the keys to my bimmer? Who am I? The girls them sugar. How can I make love to a fella in a rush? Pass me the keys to my trucks. Who am I? The girls them lock. And I will make love to precious cup. I tell myself I don't want nobody else to ever love me.
Mel, now you're going to be hosting these awards and you're also performing at them, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, why do you think separate awards are necessary for music of black origin?
I think it's nice that they get some recognition. It's about time that that kind of, if you want to call it black music, I don't even like saying that, gets kind of, you know, worldwide coverage. I think, you know...
Do you think it gets missed out?
I think it does a little bit, yeah, especially in Britain, you know.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, you know, the Brits and stuff like that, there's not enough R&B or, you know, any type of black music that's coming through.
Do you not think
Have
it's
it?
changing? You don't think the people are being...
No, because even with my single, you know, a lot of radio stations, they just wouldn't play it.
Is it right that you phoned up Capital Radio the other
Yeah, I
day to
did. I
complain?
went, why aren't you playing it? I don't care, I did, yeah. You know, in some radio stations, they kind of delegate, I think it's an hour a week to R&B music or soul music or rap music, and I think that's terrible.
Last year, when Nick Hucknall went up to collect an award, he was actually booed, I think, when he was there. Do you think there is a place for white performers at something like the Mobos? Like, should he have had an award?
I think so, even though it is predominantly for black, you know, black people and, you know, for that kind of music of that origin. But I think, you know, why not?
No, I think,
why
yeah,
not?
If their music is to do with the title, then yeah. If it hasn't, then there's no point.
What's the definition that they've been inspired?
Yeah, if it is music where you can tell it's rooted for it, you can pick out that it's coming from the origin of black music, then why not?
Yeah.
I think it would be absurd if it was only for black artists.
Yeah,
because then if you look at the population of this country, we're getting more and more culturally integrated. I mean, physically, you know, the mixtures that are in people's gene pools are getting more and more mixed up. I mean, what do you say? Well, you're not quite black enough to be in the Black Music Awards, or you know, it's about the music and it's about the feeling.
It is.
You know, and there is I think it's more about soul, isn't it?
Yeah.
Than like a colour.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
OK, up next, they're soon to be seen stomping their stuff as fictional glam band Flaming Creatures in the film Velvet Goldmine. But for now, these hard-rocking, glitter-sporting 20th Century Boys Placebo do it for real. Here is You Don't Care About Us.
Trying to suffocate another man.
spangle-tastic as ever. Like the Delgados and Mogwai, Falkirk four-piece Arab Strap combine lo-fi acoustics with lush orchestration and bleak, embittered lyrics. Emerging 2 years ago with their highly acclaimed The First Big Weekend, they've sustained the critics' praise with their second album, Philophobia. More Irving Welsh than Take the High Road. This is Afternoon Soaps.
Recently we've been somewhat volatile, and last night starts with that Jonas song. I hate it anyway, but you made it worse. I know why you laughed and you should know you are wrong.
There are distinct parallels between that scene and My Own Wedding Day, but we won't go into that at the moment. Simon, in the 80s, guitar pop was bright and it was shiny and it was aspirational and it was all glorious. You've now got the likes of Arab Strap, you've got The Verve, Radiohead, who I know they don't want to be lumped in with, but what's happened? Do you think it's a sign of the times, or do you think it's always existed?
Yeah, I've heard of Leonard Cohen. Miserable tunes, but actually really great lyrics.
But I think there's nothing wrong with depressing music as long as you haven't got like one of them voices as well. I think that makes it even more depressing.
I think it'd be all right if you could understand a single word that he was singing.
Yeah.
Actually,
That's true.
I managed to
mumbled for you.
I managed to catch I really hate it, and that was it. And I
That's a safe bet, though, wasn't it?
I quite like the tune.
They say that they're one of the most depressing bands around since Joy Division. Do you think that's something to be proud of? Or can you...
If that's what they're aiming for, they want to be known
Are they
as
as
a really
good as Joy Division? Are they anywhere near as good as Joy Division? Joy Division were fantastic. They were.
I'm passionate
They
about
absolutely.
They are, but they're very much the darlings of the music press. You know, they are courted by the likes of The Enemy and...
Are they?
Yeah.
I
Can you
don't
see what
really-
they'd see
I
in them?
don't get it.
Sorry, don't shake.
I didn't get that.
I think it's quite funny that music papers have actually had to latch on to the Spice Girls and All Saints now to sell their papers, because I think that, you know, Arab Strap don't sell the papers. Has that amused you in the past? Also, they take you seriously.
I think there's a lot of new and upcoming bands as well, a lot of girl bands out there that I think they're kind of latching onto, and I think that's brilliant because, you know, when we started out, there was hardly any girl bands out at all, and it's nice to see, you know, the kind of vast amount. I mean, I know it's only mainly in pop, but there's a few kind of good underground bands. You've got the Honeys as well. I think they're really good.
Yeah. Do you think that the Spice Girls were instrumental in inspiring a lot of girl bands? Because you have been critical in the past of girl power.
Oh yeah, no, I am. I'm not up for girl power. I will admit that. But the thing is,
Why?
because I'm not. I just think it, you know, the way I've been brought up and the way I am is just. I think at the end of the day, if you're a hard-working person and you know what you want and what you've always wanted, I think you should always credit yourself by that and never think, you know, you have to kind of fight for stuff more because you're a female.
No, but I think that's girl power in itself. I think it depends how you see girl power. We all see girl power as more equality, and I think we are in a male-dominated world in every kind of industry that you walk into. It is predominantly male, and male-run, male-dominated from every angle, I think.
Would you agree with that?
No, well, I would just like to think if I was a guy and I was doing the same thing, and, you know, I was in a male band that was doing the same songs as what I'm doing now, and I got this far, it wouldn't be down to me being a male, because you couldn't say that, because you wouldn't know.
Because you started to say the Spice Girls have been instrumental in inspiring a lot of bands.
Yeah, they did. That's down to the industry and the record company. You know, they kind of latch on to what's making money. You know, it's like the boy band thing was going on for so long, and the Spice Girls came out and it went really well, and suddenly everybody was like, oh, that's it, we need to get 1 million girl bands, and they do that.
Yeah.
You know, because we All Saints started 5 years ago when it was just Eternal that was out.
Yeah.
And that was really hard because there was so many boy bands around. So from doing it from then, and then all of a sudden now, you know, and we're practically, the music's more or less the same.
But I think music industry, it goes through cycles of all different things, and I think that cycle was going to come anyway. It just happened to be with a girl band.
Absolutely, but this was the first time that an all-girl band was the biggest band in the whole world.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
It's true. It's true. I mean, it's a real first, and that's.
Yeah, but then what about Bananarama and all that lot?
Exactly.
They were big,
they were big, but they've never been as big as you guys.
Yeah, I think they were in that time. I think
Not around the world.
No.
Not.
maybe not around the world. Yeah.
That's what I mean. The whole world.
Duran Duran actually exported to America incredibly well, more than a lot of other bands at the time.
Did I make lots of
Didn't
money?
you?
Yeah, and I spent it.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you spend
Why
it
not?
on?
Oh, all kinds of things.
Did you blow it all, or did you manage to invest a fair bit?
Most of it. Blew it most of it.
Did you?
Yeah.
On
birds,
what?
Women.
Birds.
You didn't have to pay for them, did you?
Birds.
Birds,
Here's
innit?
my new bird.
Right. No, but did it all go, and did you sort of suddenly think, oh my God, I'm in a bit of a mess here?
No. It never really worried me.
What? Right, you spent it on birds.
I got married to Yasmin and she earned enough, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, you lucky man, you.
Yeah, what did you want to ask Simon?
How did you get her? She's gorgeous. Sorry.
I saw a photograph in a photographer's portfolio.
She's
actually,
beautiful.
and I just thought I could wake up next to that face for the rest of my life.
She's lovely.
And she said,
And
you managed to... How did you...
Took a while.
Did it?
Yeah, about a year. Took over a year.
And then you wore her down.
Oh.
Right, that just about leaves me time to thank my three guests for tonight. To Mel, cheers.
Thank
And
you.
Simon, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
SHAZNAY. Next week I'll be joined by Björk, by JK and Carl Hyde from Underworld, plus Cypress Hill play live. Now time, though, for some classic music. In this month's Mojo magazine, they polled everybody from Ian Brown to Rod Stewart to compile their chart of the 100 greatest singers of all time. Here's the number one. This is Aretha Franklin from 1967, and this is Respect.